This is a Roland D-550. It's a synth I've had for many years. There's a factory patch on here I've always loved. It's a pad with some really weird digital percussion. So I want to try to do this on the Matriarch. This is what I came up with. Here's a general overview of the patch. Following the setup, you can probably make this patch on just about any modular or semi-modular synth. The sound source for the percussion loop is LFO1 and noise if you want. Sequencer is generating the pitch and gate CV for the loop. Amp envelope generator is being used to modulate the filter. The top attenuator is being used as a VCA so we can get amplitude modulation, and the bottom attenuator is acting as a mixer for the percussion volume. And finally, LFO2 is our mod source for the amplitude modulation. Okay, let's go through this step by step. It's always scary pulling apart a patch. You never know if you're ever going to get it back the way you liked. Okay, I'm going to go into global settings and just reset to a global default. Alright, let's get an oscillator on, put it in drone mode, and have a listen to this sequence here. Okay, that's a good enough sequence to get started with. Alright, so let's go into global settings here, and we're going to turn off local ARP sequence control, which is C-sharp 012 and F-sharp 1, and hit C0 twice. We're also going to have to turn off sequence keyboard control. If you don't, the Matriarch does some weird things. So that's D-sharp 2 and A-sharp 0 and C0 twice. And we're going to do a couple more just for fun. If we do F-sharp 2 and F-sharp 1, oops, it didn't work. F-sharp 2 and F-sharp 1, that's going to max out our ModWheel CV. And we can also do G-sharp 2 and A-sharp 0, which is going to return stolen voices, which is also a fun one to do if you're using big pads. Okay, let's check everything. Yep, sequencer's not doing anything, so we did it right. The LFO over here is going to be our sound source for the percussion. So let's just grab a cable and we're going to patch it for now just directly into VCF2 in. And then I'll crank the rate to audio range. Really should probably tune this, but I'll skip that for now. Now that we've heard the little sine wave, let's unpatch that, and we're going to patch it into this mult. I'm also going to put a patch in here from the noise and might attach it into the mult later. But out of the mult, we're going to go into this first attenuator, which is going to act as a VCA for modulation, and out of that one into this attenuator, which is going to act as our mixer, and then finally back into the filter. So here we go. Yep, volume works. Okay, we're going to use this LFO right here to modulate that sine wave, get some amplitude modulation. So a triangle wave out into the CV in on the attenuator. At slower speeds, we'll get a vibrato-like sound. And at faster speeds, that crazy classic AM modulation sound, so that's good. Alright, let's set up the sequencer now. So I'm going to patch CV out of the sequencer into rate in and start the sequencer. And yep, so far so good. Let's just play around a bit. That's cool. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with that for now. So now I'm going to patch the gate out of the sequencer into the trigger in on the amplitude envelope generator, and out of the envelope generator into cutoff of VCF2. For some reason this isn't working. What's going on? Oh, patched it wrong. There we go. Gate out. Okay, now that I've got it patched right, let's just try to dial in a nice percussive-y sound with this envelope generator. Okay, that's good. I'll stick with that. Alright, so we're pretty much there. Patch is almost done. Just got to patch in some performance controls. Right now, no keyboard. Okay, turn on our oscillators. Right, but you can hear we're in drone mode. Everything's just ringing. So, turn these off for a second. Yeah, it's still ringing. So I'm going to take the keyboard CV, gate CV out, and patch it into the trigger input. And from there, we're going to go into the mult. The filter envelope generator is going to be used to control a bunch of things. The VCA here, so I'm just patching that into VCA 1 in. Now we've got volume control. Great. And I'm also going to patch it into this attenuator, and out of the attenuator into cutoff of VCF1. So now there's our envelope amount control. Okay, let's just adjust this pad a little bit. Spacing is now the cutoff for VCF1. And let's try some delay. That's pretty good. All right, last thing the envelope's going to control is the sequencer on-off. So I've got a cable going from the back here, sequencer on-off into our mult. So now when I hit the keyboard, sequencer starts. Okay, that's a pretty good start. So another fun thing, we can take the keyboard Aftertouch CV from the back panel and plug it into the rate in on our LFO. So keyboard pressure now will affect the rate of our modulation wave. Okay, one more fun trick. We can take the ModWheel CV out of the back panel and plug it in the rate in on the sequencer. Now, we've got a whole bunch of crazy control over our percussion. Alright, that's pretty much it for this patch. It's I wouldn't say it's identical to the Roland D-550, but in spirit, it's got a lot in common. Yeah, I hope you have a good time messing around with this patch, and for the rest of the video, that's what I'm going to do, just do some experimentation. Thanks for watching, and have some fun!